On Thursday, December 10th, the moon will be moving out of Libra and moving into Scorpio. So the moon is going to be void of course late in the day. So let's say 9 to about 10 p.m. Again, Atlantic Standard Time. I would want to kind of say that this is a moon day, but technically it's not. It's going to be a moon day as far as being very moody and having some of the darker emotions pop up for us. And why is that? Well, because we're going from a light, fluffy air sign to the deep darkness of that Scorpio energy. Again, Scorpio energy takes us into the depths of our emotions and our psyche so that we can play detective. We can ask ourselves the deep-seated questions of why is this happening? How did we get here? What am I doing to either encourage this continuation of being blocked, or what can I do to move past this block? Things always get dark and always get heavy in Scorpio energy because Scorpio is a sign of transformation. And we are definitely in the times where we have to transform. Scorpio energy is the alchemist of the zodiac, which means that we have great powers to be able to turn that darkness into a source of light. Nonetheless, we have a couple other aspects taking place on this particular day that is going to amplify some of the changes that the cosmos really wants us to make before we get to that finish line on the 21st. First and foremost, we have Venus in Scorpio, trying to wrap up its lessons in Scorpio, sextiling Pluto, which rules over Scorpio. So where love and money is concerned, we can be hyper-focused, semi-obsessed, if you will. We're very confident. We're very powerful. We're all up in our feels, okay? So there is some intensity that comes with Scorpio placements. There's some intensity that comes anytime Pluto is in play, and we're very passionate about what it is that we got going on. Now, whether that's going to manifest in a light, fluffy way where we're in love and we're just, our desires are so strong and, all of those great pros to the Scorpio energy, or it can manifest in the darker side of that Scorpio energy, which means darkness and obsessiveness and betrayal and jealousy and really just trying to figure out where we can overcome some of these struggles that we've been dealing with. To make matters even more intense, Pluto in Eris. Now, we talked about Pluto in Eris before. Pluto, again, being the god of the underworld, everything dark, everything powerful and control and manipulation and deep transformation. In Eris being the feminine counterpart to Aries, which is the god of war. She is technically the goddess of strife, the goddess of discord. We talked about Pluto and Eris a couple of months ago when they were making an aspect, which can be very volatile, especially if change needs to happen and you're holding on for dear life so that change doesn't happen because you just want to stay in your comfy little zone of familiarity. We do have a tendency when Pluto and Eris get together that if transformation is needed, if change is needed, and you have been resisting that change, that something dramatic, something at a crisis point will happen to push you into the change that you have been resisting. So it can be very volatile. It can lead to a crisis point. It can be very dark and disturbing information that rises up in order for you to be forced to make the changes that you have been resisting. We also have Mercury semi-squaring Saturn, which tends to kind of have us redo some of the things that we thought we had already accomplished. So it's not like a retrograde energy where we have to, rewind and revisit and redo and re-edit and revise. But we do feel at this particular point that we slammed the door on some things, that, we completed that life lesson, or we completed that task, or we fulfilled the wants, needs, and desires and added closure to a particular emotion. And then suddenly things rise up again, making us really acknowledge that, oh my goodness, I thought I was done with this. Maybe I'm not. This is a time where if we threw things together in such a fashion, or we skipped over the process of actually feeling our feelings in order to heal what we feel and integrate that into our being, suddenly we will have to revisit those topics and themes. This is a very difficult time to get anything productive done, as in going from point A to point B. We start at point A, we get distracted, we end up at point L, we come back to point C, and then, oh my goodness, we don't even see where point B could even be at this particular point. So it can build up some frustration, and especially in combination with some of the other aspects going on, we could be very, very frustrated. This energy has a tendency to put us in a negative mind frame in the beginning, like negative Nancy. She's screaming in our heads all day. And this really does not allow for good communication skills. First of all, we are talking very crappy to ourselves. So it is likely that we will talk very crappy to other people that do not deserve that. And because we're frustrated and having to revisit some of the things that we already thought that we were done with, that's going to just tick us off right from the beginning. And realistically, nobody likes having to go back and fix things. Nobody likes to have to recognize where we screwed up or where we misstep or where we misspoke and then have to go clean that mess up. So Thursday is just going to be a day, I would want to call it a blah day, where you're just feeling in a blah mood. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be darker than a blah day. We have to keep in mind that we're very close into entering into the window of the new moon. And as we've been talking about, as we build towards a moon event, the days prior to do highlight for us the darker emotions. And all of that is just giving us a framework in order for us to work with, so that we know what it is we need to move away from, what it is we don't want to experience ever again, in order to create a new list of what it is that we want to manifest in the next cycle.